So I recently made a post about some split squats, Bulgarian split squats, where I was focusing more on quad and allowing the knee to track forward over the toe a little bit. So I wanted to go into a little bit more detail, as I had a couple people text me and message me regarding getting into that position thinking it might be a flexibility issue or a mobility issue. So I wanted to show you a couple different variations, not just foot position, but also loading and how that can make a difference as well. So first I'm gonna set up here with, I've got an 18-inch Elite FTS plyo box, and start with different heights, depending on your build and your structure. Even just a regular bench might be a different height than these. So play around with the height difference. Now, what we're doing here is we're trying to get ourselves into a position to be, okay, if we're gonna focus more on quad like I talked about last time, we are actually gonna be pretty close into this box, okay? If I were to measure that, I would say that's probably about a foot away from the box. What that is going to allow is that's going to allow me to sit into this a little more with that knee traveling forward. You can look at the angle of my shin, which is pretty drastic, pushing forward into it. This foot, this leg back here, is really just resting on the top of that box, okay? So I'm allowing that knee to travel forward. I'm not pushing back into this leg back here too much. I'm staying forward onto this leg. I like to tell people, think about this leg doing 95% of the work, okay? Somebody that messaged me said that they just felt like they weren't mobile enough or flexible enough to get into that position. And I'm gonna argue that the majority of you are. It's just going to feel different, especially if you are a squatter who tends to really sit back far into your squat. That motion of the knee traveling forward is gonna feel very different. So the other variation is to keep that foot out in front, right? If I'm way out here in front and now I sit back into this, the angle of the shin is about 90, and I'm gonna get a little bit more hamstring and glute involvement. So try those different positions, and obviously any space in between, okay? We've got a lower box set up here as well, which is again, just going to make it a little bit of a different angle for this back leg. So if you do possibly have a flexibility issue with the hip flexors or their hips or anything like that, you can certainly start on a lower box with that toe up. Still try to keep that foot in close so you're getting a good angle with that knee pushing forward. Again, if you're used to really sitting back on your squats, that knee forward is gonna feel very different. So start with body weight. I suggest also starting with a load that is either in front of you, like a med ball, or something that you can load here, because that's just going to reinforce keeping the weight forward on that foot, okay? So dumbbells work really well as well. So if in this position, tight close to the box, and I'm loaded here, that's gonna keep me forward. Dumbbells work really well when I'm using dumbbells. I try to reach those dumbbells down to the side of my foot, okay, rather than staying up right here, okay? So leaning forward a little bit is gonna help with that. You can certainly load a bar on your back. Safety squat bar, the Elite FTS safety squat bar works wonders for that. So there's a lot of different variations. Chains around the neck are great if you don't want to have to focus on holding something. You can certainly put chains around your neck. So try those variations. If you're still having trouble getting into that position or really being able to feel that quad work, shoot me a message, let me know, send me a video. We can go through it, but hopefully this helps.